Alright, what's up guys? Coach James here with your Wednesday at-home workout demo. Wanted to give you a couple tips today. Today's chipper is a little bit rough, but I think you guys will make it through it, have a good workout at home. Just wanted to give you guys a couple tips on various movements, pieces of equipment that you can use to have some fun with this and get a good workout in. So before we go there, let's get our warm-up on. Super easy, run. If you have a bike or a rower or anything, please get on one of those, just 5 minutes. I know for some of you, you're loving or at least missing the assault bike, maybe, or the rowers by this point, and you more than appreciate those extra little pieces of equipment to get warmed up. Whatever you do, it could even be burpees, some air squats, just 5 minutes of lightweight movement, but we just want to elevate the body temperature. It's literally a simple thing to do, but you can't go wrong with it. Next, we're going to do 2 to 3 quality sets of 4 different movements. They all have 10 reps. So we start with is good mornings, okay? So I'm going to show you basically if I had no equipment, what is the purpose? I'm trying to open up my hips, get my low back and my hamstrings ready for some of that hinging motion that we have today, okay? So I'm just going to posture up and take in a good breath, break my knees, and then just shoot my butt back until I feel a good stretch and come through. As I do this is a very important concept. I think about there being a load on my body. And it really goes a long way with all of these bodyweight movements for the rest of this month while you're in this type of position, is if you don't have much, like a band or maybe a barbell, okay, to put on your back and weight those good mornings, maybe you can hold something like a plate or even a dumbbell or put it on your back, okay, and that can still be kind of the same concept where I could be loading this hinging position to some degree. So just know that any way, shape, or form it can help when you're not in that perfect situation that we normally are, okay? Next, we're gonna go into the Samson stretch. The whole point of this is to have a little bit toe past or the angle of the shin past the knee, but really I wanna drive this hip flexor down to the ground, so flat foot, and then I wanna give my fingers a little clasp and overhead stretch just to get that T-spine stretched out as I'm driving those hips down into the floor, and I just want to step up and alternate through those, okay? Next, you're going to get down onto the ground and do some yoga push-ups. So we're going to go to a down dog position and then flow through. We do have some push-ups, handstand push-ups today, bench press maybe. So we just want to warm up those shoulders. Here's a knee variation. Again, just trying to put myself through that entire shoulder range. And then lastly, some type of pass-through, okay? This is an amazing warm-up piece in mobility. So I can use a PVC pipe. I've demoed before. You can use a broomstick, a mop stick. If you have a jump rope, you can literally use that. Create a length that works for you. And I have something that I can warm up my shoulders. If you have a band or anything, you can do a lot of variations to get a simple pass. So you can literally use a long sweater or a shirt, and that can work, or a towel, and that can work the same way, okay? So 2 to 3 sets of that, get it in for quality, look great. Let's get into the workout. Super simple chipper, guys. We have 2 movements. One is going to be 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. That's going to be some variation of a kettlebell swing, hang clean and jerk, dumbbell snatch, something like that. I'll give you some ideas. Then 25, 20, 15, 10, 5 of some type of handstand push-up, push-up, floor press, bench press. I'll give you some tips on that as well. Okay, so you're going to start with 50, say, kettlebell swings, and then go to 25 handstand push-ups, then back to 40 kettlebell swings, and then 20 handstand push-ups, etc. Just to preface right off the bat, this is a chipper style workout with 2 movements. You're going to be accumulating 150 reps of the first one and 75 reps of the second. That's quite a bit of volume from a rep standpoint. So just know that whatever movement you pick, whatever weight you pick, and whatever scaling options you pick for those push-ups and whatnot, it should be hard. It should be. You should expect it to be challenging. We're moving a lot of reps, but don't pick a weight for your first set of 50 or something where right off the bat you're barely making it through and you're completely stuck. Don't go for like hard handstand push-ups if you're not very good at that, thinking you're gonna get to 75, okay? I want you to be able to flow through this where you are gonna have to rest. You're probably gonna put your hands on your knees, and this is going to definitely be a kind of 10+ minute workout for sure. But again, pick something that you could flow through, okay? So I'm gonna first focus on the first handful. I know we did a lot of deadlifts yesterday and a lot of hang positions, so the idea today is to stay mostly up in the hang and mostly with one object, kettlebell, dumbbell, preferably, okay? So if we have a kettlebell, very simple, you're gonna pick that thing up, hinge, and swing, just like so. I like to kind of snatch it, but if you want to take more of a full rainbow approach, you can. You can also come up here just to Russians if you feel like you don't want to go overhead today, okay? Say you have a kettlebell, but you want to do those hang clean and jerks instead. Well, you could hang clean, jerk, alternate hands, hang clean, and jerk, okay? So that's another way where you can use the kettlebell. If you wanted to play with a kettlebell snatch from a hang, you can do that as well. Punch it up and switch the hands. Again, I'm looking for alternating. All right, I just finished the kettlebell, but I literally just realized after talking for the last 8 minutes, everything stopped recording because I had no more space. So, I believe I just finished demonstrating kettlebells. Guys, the whole point of this is to do a single object. That's really the goal today. So, the other thing we use is a dumbbell, hang, clean, jerk, okay, or full-on snatch. And I was showing that we could technically kettlebell swing a dumbbell. You'd basically grip it like so and kind of hinge through. You could go all the way overhead. That's really grippy and spicy on the forearms, but if you feel like you're losing that stamina, that hinging position, a dumbbell can work. It's just a little bit different, but it totally can work. Now, if you don't have some type of single object and you have a barbell, you could technically do barbell, hang, clean, and jerks. Keep it all from the hang today. You could just do snatches, or you could technically do like a swing with the barbell. Remember, we're trying to go empty weight because I'm looking for a standard 35-53, also 35-53, so keep this 35 or 45 and just keep it empty. You are doing 150 reps. But with a little bit kind of out of the shoulder grip, I can hinge over and do some basically shoulder raises, okay? I used to do these back in the day at 24, really intense pump for the delts, but if you put like a little kind of hop and a little hinge just to get a little bit more volume in, totally can work too. At the end of the day, we're trying to be as creative as possible and keep these movements to a single arm, alternating position. So technically, it's 150 reps, but it's 75 per shoulder. Finally, that washing machine stopped because it is annoying. And now you might think I have a waterfall in the house, but no, that's just the water dumping out from the wash. Okay, so again, single arms. Next thing that we have is what I would like is a handstand push-up. All right, guys, don't mind my waterfall. It's really loud. But anyways, let's talk about the second movements. The goal would be to do handstand push-ups. Now, I know a lot of us maybe can't do these, but this would be a great time to be learning to do a handstand push-up because that's one awesome gymnastic movement that you do see a lot in the opens and stuff when you don't have a pull-up bar maybe or whatnot to do your pull-ups and everything, and you can do handstand push-ups because really all you need is a wall. You could do it up against like nearly anything outside. You could go find something and just be careful, don't bust a hole in it, but honestly you're pretty good. You don't need an ab mat. You can literally put a sweater down or something soft to protect your head. And I always prefer to learn to do strict, especially because of our neck, right? If I constantly accumulate more volume in strict, I'm less likely to crunch my neck all the time. So really trying to learn to do that. I'm just going to give a basic demonstration and not get too caught up into this. Either you can do these right now or you can't. I'll probably just post in the workout a link for handstand split progressions if you really want to take the next 3 weeks to work on them, okay? The biggest thing is getting up into position, coming down your head, pressing up, okay? Now, if you have multiple ab mats, you could range or take away some range, and that could help you. Also, say you're super comfortable with getting into the wall and then just bringing your weight down. I like that, okay? We're practicing the athleticism and the coordination of getting into the wall, then letting yourself come down, and then come back up, go down, come back up. That takes a bit of time, but if you're pretty smooth at it, I think that's really a great use of the time to get a little bit of strength, coordination, athletic work done on a movement like the handstand push-up, okay? Now, if you can't do it, you could sit down with whatever objects you wanted to in an L-sit position and do a press of some sort, okay? We are doing a lot of shoulders today, so it's just gonna be a pump. So go light, focus on keeping a stacked core, and that's a great way with the barbell, dumbbells, kettlebells. You could do single arms and then just alternate if you only have one object. It's totally still gonna work. And then you're gonna work shoulder position while getting the core to be on, okay? So make sure you're stacked. Now, if you need to, you can scale to push-ups, knee push-ups. You can weight those. If you really want to, you can do floor press. And imagine I have dumbbells. Get a little extra ab work if you want, and press those from the floor. If you have a bench, or a bench press, you could also do that in place of the handstand push-ups. We're trying to get either a completely vertical or horizontal push of some kind with no legs or anything, something strict. So one of those things would be great, but again, I can't stress enough how awesome it is to be able to do handstand push-ups right now and learn to be graceful in those, learn to get up on a wall and take some time doing that, okay? So that's your workout, guys. Those two movements back and forth. Remember again, it's 150 reps, 75 reps of accumulative volume. So pick some things that you can move through smooth with. You can always scale within the workout if you find that, like, man, I picked something too heavy or too hard, and just change it up in the middle. At the end of the day, we're just trying to look to have some fun, get a good sweat on, and have a good workout. Guys, if that wasn't enough for you, which that would be for me, I think you should hit the finisher, okay? We're looking for 5 sets of 50 seconds on, 10 seconds off, and then you get to rest at the end of that sequence, however long really you need, or suggested about 1.5 minutes. But again, if you need a bit more rest, that's totally fine, okay? So the first movement is grid runs. Basically, shuttle runs, grid runs. We're looking to start at a line, run, touch, back and forth, and just go back and forth, short little sprints. You create a distance, usually 25, 30 feet is a pretty good standard, and then just go sprinting through that as many times as you can, 50 seconds. Again, those short sprints are different stimulus than the long running, get some hamstring, glute engagement, a little bit more fast twitch muscle recruitment, okay? After that 10-second rest, you're going to go into mountain climbers, okay? So you're gonna get onto the ground in a push-up plank position and drive those knees in like you're hiking up a mountain, okay? Very spicy on the core and the hip flexors, just gonna take it away from the shoulders a little bit, but that push-up position is still gonna be pretty taxing, okay? Then your third movement is going to be, and remember, run, mountain climbers, shit. And your third movement is going to be jump squats, okay? What I would suggest with the jump squat is to not go all the way down into full depth and keep it kind of a pulse squat. So basically here, jump, and just nice and rhythmic jumping. Because when you're constantly in this quarter squat position, and just those 3 reps, I already feel it. You just get a little bit more time under tension, and you're never really getting to that totally relaxed phase down here. But you can play with different ranges. You can weight those if you want. So 50 seconds of that. If you can go 50 seconds of that without stopping, that's pretty impressive. Okay? And then your fourth movement is a skill. Just while we're a little tired or fatigued, if you have the ability to walk on your hands, maybe practice some handstand walking. If you want to work on double unders, take your jump rope out, or work on single unders and learn to change pace and speed and have more control. You could do a little bit more handstand skill work if you chose not to do it in the workout, and maybe do a handstand hold on the wall, okay? You could do some, if you have a pull-up bar, some kipping skills. Basically, over 5 sets, you're going to accumulate 50 seconds worth of work. Well, a little bit tired, Again, you could do anything that you want that maybe you feel like you haven't touched on, and just be a little bit creative, okay? So 5 sets, 50 seconds on, 10 seconds off, moving through those movements. Guys, that'll be enough for the day, 100%. I would highly suggest stretching, doing a little bit of soft tissue work after that, and then just be ready for what comes out on Thursday. Hope you guys are loving it. I know this is hard stuff, doing this stuff at home, but you guys are crushing it, seeing all this stuff on Facebook, post those scores, put it into Wodify, interact with one another. That's what's gonna keep you guys accountable and encouraged to keep picking it up every day and making it happen. Here you go for that virtual fist bump, and I will catch you guys later.